Hello, YouTube. Just doing some beta trials here. This is not the full show that we will be doing, generally speaking, but just making sure everything's working here. Just right now putting the live stream up on the website, which is at thebarcelonatrader.com. So here we go. Now that is up on the site. So anyone looking for our live stream tonight will find it. And I'm going to minimize that, put it over here. Okay, bear with me for a moment. I'm going to prepare the session briefing. Okay, as I said, preparing the session briefing. I think I might have chased this move a little too aggressively here. Not in profit. I'm on a double contract. Don't like how this is going. Coming back down. It will probably come back up, but it could take a little bit. We're going to go up there to that point of control. So I guess it's only about a pip away. Probably get out of it because this isn't going exactly the way I thought it was going to go. Get on up there. Lost the thread there. Got what I was looking at. Let it come back up. I believe it will. I'm kind of breaking my rule here on how I handle these double contract trades. So I'm just going to get out here as soon as I'm back in profit. Okay. I achieved my goal there by about $1, I believe. Yes. Okay. So that is it for double contracts in this session. So I'm falling behind my goal. All right. Well, let's prepare that session briefing. Problem? Okay, well, we continue to go, so I'm missing a trade here if I don't take it. That's all right. I'm preparing the session. I'm not trying to be a hero here right now. Okay, the current price is 3390, about 3390. Rain 3379.52 3390. Current price is 3410.70 on futures. The range has been 3399.6 to 3411. Okay, let's take a trip around the block. The XY has been falling, it looks like. XY 97.76. 6. It has been falling for the last few hours. And in the last 15 minutes, it has also been falling. Ten-year yield, 4.365. And that has been pretty sideways. Well, maybe it's been falling for the last couple of hours, but over the last 15 minutes, it's been pretty sideways. Volume seems to be high right now. A lot of price movement. And the VIX has been rising. We're at 18, still not in a critical area. Much worse than this, but it has been rising a little bit. All right, and now we like to look at relative currency strength here on the right side of the screen. So the US dollar is at negative 3.6 relative to gold's strength at positive 2.1. Okay. Now from here we prepare the briefing. We get ready to send out the briefing to our trading partners. Right. Briefing. Here. And the Zoom for our partners and guests who want to join is at this link. And boom, that goes out to them. And here is our okay. That is the briefing. I'm going to show that to you. Looks like we are still climbing. That's okay. Ooh. Maybe I do still want to get in on some of this, but we are moving through some big resistance zones. Despite that, we do have some momentum. This value area high right here. Just got a lot of resistance that we're trying to push through here, and I know you can't see it here on this chart. You can't even really see it on this chart. Where I'm really seeing it is on my MT4 platform. I've got a couple of support and resistance indicators that I regard as gospel. So very likely this will continue to rise. It has the momentum, but I can't trust it because I trust my support and resistance indicators over here that shows me that's going to be a choppy ride, at least for a while. Okay. Well, there's a little space right here, where if it goes from here, I can get a little bit. So I'm going to be prepared to buy here. Price breaks above distance. I'm watching it here on the 10-second chart, but I'm also watching it on my MT4 Renko chart. And I'm also looking at the 1-minute chart, which I have above me on another monitor, but that's what I'm seeing. Okay, doesn't look like it's going to break above there, at least for the moment. It's going to hover right around here in this value area. Oh, no sooner do I say that, and we're off to the races. Look at that rejection. Yeah, it's going to keep trying to push, though. All right, we have the hourly candle coming up in 55 seconds. I don't want to be in a trade when the candle flips, because certainly the candle will bring in higher time frame traders. It's the opening of the Tokyo market, and it will push gold one direction or the other. And I don't want to be on the wrong side of that. And that would be very beneficial to be on the right side of that. Just have to wait and see what 8 o'clock is going to bring. In the meantime, I just have to look at what's going on the chart with a little bit of FOMO. All right, it is 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see what it wants to do. Okay. I think it says it still wants to go up. And no sooner do I say that, and it goes down. And that's why we didn't get in. Okay, well, back to the briefing and see if this has any validity at this point. Oh. Now it looks like what's heavy, or what is boosting gold right now is Middle East flare-up. Gold is climbing amid renewed tension with Iran and their uranium enrichment, and the U.S.-Israel maneuvering, and the safe haven alert is active. U.S. inflation is soft. There was a cooler PPI and mild CPI. Dovish Fed bets 50 basis point cuts coming this year and pressuring yields on the dollar and boosting gold. All right, we're looking like we might get this push up again that we were talking about earlier. So I'll flip over from this in just a minute. Okay, I'm not going to get in right here. There's another resistance just above this level. I guess maybe I could take a little bit. No, I already missed that. So we're going to hit this resistance here and push right through it as if it weren't even there. All right, well, you gotta love that. Going right into the high of last week, and look at that, we're already in profit. Let's keep going. I'll take that 130 instead of 160, but better than a hot stick in the eye. Okay, we're going into last week's high of the week. That might be a stopping point for us on this drive. Let's find out. I need to take a breather here. Might need to take a breather, although I do see a lot of strength. Gold. Yeah, we're taking another drive. Let's go. I precipitated the entry a little bit. Don't like this, but there's a lot of strength. So I'm not getting my hot stove exit quite as quickly as I would normally. We're still driving up. This is where I thought we would hit some resistance. It's right here at last week's high, but it looked so bullish. I decided to get in anyway. That was a little bit of a discretionary trade, but it is experiencing the difficulties that it looked like it was going to experience. So maybe I'll get out if it gives me a little bit of anything. And then as soon as I get out, it's going to drive through the roof because that's the way it goes. It owed me $40 there for a second. It really does want to go. Really does want to go, but it's facing some rejection. So in light of that rejection, I need to stick to my plan here and just get out. Showing some exhaustion. You can see these candles. But each time it pushes up, it seems to do so with a little more strength than the time before, which makes me think it's going to pop, and then I don't want to get out. But hasn't popped yet, and I do see the resistance is getting fierce. The pullbacks are getting a little more aggressive. If I don't get out, I'm going to lose some money. So this is turning out to not be the best trade idea. I'll take a little bit more of a loss here than I usually would because of the strength that it was showing. Strength that continues to show. Still says it wants to go up. Just having difficulty pushing through. So again, here we are. I'm just going to give out with that $10. Given how aggressively it pulled back this last time, I feel fortunate to have gotten out with that. Even though now, here it goes, it's going to drive through. I'm going to let it get. Whoa, see, that's the way it goes, right? Don't chase it yet, don't chase it. Okay, now we can go in. Again, I'm just getting these little piddly moves because I'm late. All right. Someone's gonna get caught at the top here. Might be. I took another 80. All right, let's see how high we're going now. We are hitting the WM4 up here, so I'm not going to trade into that. And by that, I mean that's a pivot that I look at. This yellow band across the screen is last week's high of the week. This pivot that you see right up here is the WM4. See prices right there. It's typically on a weekly basis where buyers will take profit. So we'll get into this zone and probably topple over unless there has just been an attack in the Middle East or something that is driving this up, and I have not seen the actual news item itself yet. Let's see. We will go to Financial Times. Israel strike on Iran could come on Friday. Okay. Give it CNN. Yeah, well, it's looking like this Iran thing is driving gold. So I'm gonna guess we're not coming down. And we've still got a ways to go up for today's DM2, which would be the daily, or today's DM4, which would be the daily buyers taking profit zone. So let's just see what happens here. Give it a little bit of time to react. I don't see any headlines here yet about any particular attack. course, as you know, those attacks, when they come on Friday on the weekends, they always come after market hours. So gives it time to de-escalate by Monday, price to come down. But I guess if we're anticipating a strike by Israel, price is likely to go up tonight. We'll see what happens in tomorrow's New York session, but right now it looks like it's advisable for me to buy. Here we go. We hit that. Well, the WM4 also is coinciding with the DR1, which is the daily resistance 1. So it's when we have confluence of two, this dotted purple line that you see right here. Let's see. There's this purple line, see going across here. Goes all the way across the screen. I'm just circling it right there. And then there's this dotted gray line just above it. See, the dotted gray line has the label WM4. And if we were to move this chart further over to the left, we would see that dotted purple line has the DR1 label. Okay, so now we are falling as buyers take profit. But there might be so much buying pressure that buyers taking profit just get bought up by people who didn't get in on the first leg of that move and who will want to take it up to the DM4. Back to the 10-second chart. No, the reason I don't take this ride down is that, the gold is so bullish right now that I just can't predict or have a lot of faith in how far this is going to drop. Sure, a little bit. I'm sure I could have taken a little bit, but I still would have been on edge about when that was going to turn around. I do trust my WM4 pivot combined with that DR1, but given that the market is so bullish, I'm going to get another good trade or two going up, whether it's up from wherever this comes down to or up above where we've already been. There are going to be more opportunities. So I don't need to take this higher risk trade, I guess you could say. Although not that high risk. at a support now on the 1 minute. You can see right here. It's a support here, but if we go over here to the 1 minute, we're back here to last week's high of the week. This is where we could turn around and start going back up again if there's enough bullish momentum. And look at that. This is where I would start to think about getting back in, although I want to make sure that the downward pressure is exhausted before I do that. Okay, I think I'm in. There we go. And frankly, I have made as much as I wanted to make for the evening in terms of my goal. I'm going to stick around here and maybe take another trade just to get a little bit ahead of my goal. Sometimes you gotta make hay when the sun shines. Okay, here it is. Israel attacked Iran. Israel's defense minister said, raising fears of an all-out war between the two powerful militaries. Just in on New York Times. Has been an attack. Okay, well, I guess we're going to go up. And that means that over here on my other account, we're going to take a buy. All right, time to put on some CNN, perhaps.
Attacking the shamelessness has no bounds. The gaslighting, no bounds. And then they went immediately to force. They shoved him. They took him to the ground.
They were tracking this. They believed that this was going to happen. We have reached out to see what comments they have as this is unfolding.
I want to bring back to the Christmas and again, there's maybe more bigger than that. Or just in terms of U.S. involvement, no indication of U.S. involvement at this point, or is there? What you hear?
Anderson is an excellent question because there's normally very close coordination between the U.S. and Israel, especially when it comes to Iran and threats of the region. And we have seen that in previous rounds when it comes to, for example, the air defense of Israel against Iranian ballistic missile and drone attacks. This time, it seems like there's at least some kind of shift here. We have just heard from a U.S. official that the U.S. is aware of the strikes, but crucially, there is no U.S. involvement and no U.S. assistance.
Apparently, there's no U.S. involvement or U.S. assistance in these attacks. I'm hearing this on CNN just now.
U.S. official, because it shows the different tracks here, and the U.S. at least, and this program was trying to pursue diplomacy. Israel had other intents, preparing a strike over the course of the past several weeks. That's something the U.S. was watching closely. To carry out that strike here, at least what we understand, without U.S. involvement, U.S. assistance, there is only a tremendous amount of detail and preparation side of these, but here there's that level that we have seen in the past. Not to shoot too much of a surprise, we have seen the U.S. on its own around Israel several times, specifically Trump making decisions on his own. That would be, for example, here, a ceasefire deal with the Houthis, sort of surprising Netanyahu in the Oval Office with talks on Iran. There have been several other instances. For example, when Trump came to the region and he stopped in Saudi Arabia and other countries. He didn't stop here. That was the U.S. acting on its own, and it looks very much like these Israeli strikes in Iran, or Israel acting largely on its own, Steve Anderson.
Or more great CNN global affairs and former Middle East and look after coordinating with the National Security Council. We've seen in past years some remarkable efforts to slow the Iranian nuclear program, the assassination of nuclear scientists in Iran.
Hey, there's going to be another leg of this rise, I believe.
Essentially,
We're beginning to push up again above the WM4.
for a very decisive blow, if that's what this is an attempt to be, or we don't know the nature of this attack. What kind of capabilities does Israel have?
I'd say, Anderson, we don't know the targets yet, so let me go from like least escalatory to the most escalatory. Least escalatory was a chance here, very close to explosions around Tehran, that the Israelis taking out some new air defense systems that reportedly the Iranians were trying to get in, and that would be least escalatory strike the Israelis did last October. Second, there's a chance here that the Israelis are trying to take out some other capabilities. They could be going for a persona target. They could be going after some targets related to the missile threat that continue to come out of Yemen. But the most escalatory, Anderson, would be a strike against the Iranian nuclear facilities. I think if Israel has done that tonight, we're going to see a significant escalation in the Middle East. That military forces tell us but right now we do not know the target set of what the Israelis will go after.
I want to come back to you, but I just want to check if the person who's close to understanding about some information.
So we are told that Donald Trump is convening a cabinet level meeting tonight as these strikes are ongoing, these preemptive strikes against Iran. This is from a White House official and two sources familiar with the matter. Now, this meeting is obviously expected to focus on the U.S. response to this and developing events. in Iran, excuse me, I'm trying to read and speak at the same time. So clearly they were aware of this. They believed that this was coming. Donald Trump has now assembled his top officials to meet with him at the White House, bring this together. One of the things that I get told about meetings like this right now is that they're all done in person. So that's what we saw with Signalgate, with the communications that they were having online. So this was something that had clearly been planned. It's not a last-minute scramble. Bringing these people into the White House to convene this meeting about one, U.S. response to this, but also to the ongoing developments, watching this, seeing how it plays out.
Okay, well, not a whole lot to say here about trading right now because of this Iran strike. I think the only direction gold is going to go is up, so it's really just a matter of timing entries and exits.
Ready for response, or is there any indication that this may be on down?
I definitely don't think this is the top.
Specifically from social media reports that there have been strikes in Iran. We don't know if this was one and done or if this is a longer operation. Obviously, Israel's capabilities to strike Iran are not limitless. They don't have the sort of range or reach that the U.S. would have to carry out long-range strikes. This is a difficult, complex logistical operation, essentially at or near the edge of Israel's capability to carry out strikes like this. That makes it difficult. So it's unclear yet if this was one round or if we're expecting more here throughout the rest of the early morning. I will say we just learned from Israeli official that the National Security Cabinet, Israel's National Security Cabinet, that is, was in a meeting throughout the night leading up to the attack in Iran. So this obviously is something they knew was coming, they prepared for it, and the cabinet was watching as it unfolded.
All right, we'll check back in with you. I'll go back to Brett. Brett, you went through the range of options from most limited to most extreme, which would be direct attack on nuclear facilities. What would be the reason to have, given the tensions that are high and the criticism of Iran that's have been of late the last couple of days, what would be the lesser strikes that might swing things at a function like this?
I mean, Israel could be similar again to the Iran including reach you anywhere, so you better get a good deal from the Americans. That's one theory. Right now, we don't know. One thing that concerns me after that was involved in preparing the defense of Israel after the massive Iranian missile attack in October. That was moving so fast. I have great confidence in our CENTCOM commanders. I just hope everything is very much in place. But that could be and the backdrop, just a little context. The IAEA actually today, the International Atomic Energy Agency, reported that Iran is in non-compliance with its non-proliferation obligations. 19 countries joined that vote. Very significant. Has not been done in 20 years. In response, the Iranians announced very provocative nuclear steps, including very advanced centrifuges to enrich in their underground facility at Tono. They're going to declare a new underground enrichment facility, and they're really approaching the line that Israel has always said that they approach these lines we're prepared to act. But again, I just want to say there's no indication yet that Israel strikes against Iran's nuclear facilities. If they are, I think we're in a very serious predicament here for next week. I think we'll know a lot more here as the hours go through the night.
Does Israel have the capabilities to really damage or take those out effectively without other defenses?
I don't have a doubt Israel's capabilities, but I would say acting on their own is far more limited than what we can do. The United States can do. They're acting with Israel or on our own. So no, a military strike just by Israel against nuclear facilities will not resolve this problem. If that's what happens tonight, it will not resolve the problem.
I want to go back to your earlier point, which was that you were involved in the defense of Israel in the wake of the Iranian attacks prior to this. That was a very...
Okay, we're coming up on the 30-minute candle.
That's a very
That could show us a boost up here. I think I'm going to get in just a moment.
You said that was something that on.
Yes.
Would that have, would similar things be in place if the US did not know about this in advance, is it still possible to have cooperation with the regional partners?
I have to say.
Yes, I mean,
Defense system in place. We have missile destroyers in the Mediterranean. We have advanced missile destroying systems on land. We have cooperation from a number of countries. Air forces in the sky in full coordination with Israel. We're actually working with the Israelis for the worst case scenario, which would actually have with this missiles in the air on the same night. It only takes 13 minutes for that flight from Iran to Israel. That is extremely serious. I was in the Situation Room throughout all of that. Unfortunately, there were no Israel
it
casualties.
is not going up the way I expected
I'm moving so fast.
at this hour,
It seems like we
at this half hour.
Supposed to be meeting in Oman, we reported the secret of the envoy and the Iranians in Oman, you're gonna channel ICE to run. So this came very fast. I have to see if Israel's trying to send a signal, taking out some air defense, doing something else, I think we'll see a tit for tat, and then this will de-escalate and we'll get back to diplomacy. If this was a strike against the nuclear facilities, it's a very different order of magnitude.
The capabilities of Iran, how extensive are they? I mean, we've obviously seen Iran send, large numbers of missiles. There are drones, some of that involved.
Even though we're down here, I feel confident about the upward direction. I mean, price action can immediately change my mind, as it just about is to do. But I think that's just a little volatility here. Okay, that is not cool. I've got to get out. So the question is, do I just get out and I'll figure it out? Yeah, I think so.
At the maximum capacity, and that attack was largely defeated. So that's kind of what they can do. The cruise missile and drones take hours to reach from Iran to Israel. The ballistic missile, again, takes 13 minutes.
Here we go, we're coming back up.
They come down. And so what Iran could do.
That was an aggressive drop, though. I don't like to stay in for those. Turn down CNN, as I like to concentrate on the trade. Now we are getting a push back up. Wow. Quite a price change in just a few moments.
Thanks a lot of preparation.
There we go.
If that's what's coming, some of the missiles might get through. Then you have the risk of Israeli casualties, and then another Israeli strike against Iran. So we're not out of this. These are very early hours. We don't know if that.
I feel like it should be going up higher.
For my own mind,
There we are.
the scenario is my assume our military is coming in planning right now.
And it's just for a foolish reason. I think it's important.
Oh, no, come on.
Don't know, working with it before that. Their potential
I should have gotten out. I was up over 150. And so I'm going to be prepared to do that again. We get it up there. Here we are. Oh, come on. It's having a very difficult time. It is having a very difficult time. Can't really see what's going on behind there. I don't like what I did here. Trading wise, strategy wise, this was not a good trade. A lot of volatility here. I see the opportunity to get a considerable amount, but I'm having to risk more than I'm comfortable risking. So I think I just need to exit with what it's going to give me here on the upside.
Israel is attacking Iran. This is is a significant Iran did not respond. Against basically all of Iran's strategic defense systems and a number of their missile production facilities. Iran was caught very much off guard or surprised, and Iran to this day, I think you're probably some lessons from that.
Come on.
That's really key. This is great.
At any moment, Iran could announce that it's not going to retaliate, and here we would come crashing down. And I'm not going to hear that news. I'm going to see it on the gold chart. And so I think I want to get out before that happens, in case that happens. So on the other side of that coin, we could hear that a retaliation is underway, in which case we would see another spike. Yeah, I'm getting a little greedy when I see it above there. I just want that 150, but that might not be in the cards right now. I'll take the 140. Okay, let's see what I got there, because I can't tell. Looks like I got 100.
Does that require more than we don't want them to reach that point, and that's why we have got this before, by the way, I just this one's in 1981. And again, in 2007, and we put the whole Middle East, what the hell? It's nuclear weapons, and then and we have literally nuclear handling the Apple. Just to be clear, it is not
operation, this series of strikes, whatever its nuclear program and the regime's long-range missile capabilities, dozens of targets in different areas across Iran. In terms of the reason behind why Israel carried these strikes out now, especially right before the U.S. and Iran were set to hold a sixth round of negotiating when it comes to trying to reach a nuclear deal, Israel believed that Iran was significantly advanced towards obtaining a nuclear weapon. According to Israel's intelligence, the military official said that Iran has been advancing its secret operations to accelerate obtaining a nuclear weapon, and that Iran, and just heard this before, Prime Minister Naftali Bennett, essentially very similar line. Israel believes Iran has enough fusion material to create 15 nuclear bombs within days. The Israeli military official said, quote, "We are near the point of no return, and that thousands of missiles have been created." This is ballistic missiles, which are an existential threat to Israel. So there you have it. I've been able to hear that from my phone as the emergency alert going off, indicating that there's an alert coming in from home for Iran. We'll take a look at that, let you know what it means in a second. But an Israeli military official acknowledging that this set of strikes, what the defense minister described as a preemptive strike, was indeed targeting Iran's nuclear capabilities and its ballistic missile capabilities. In terms of what Republic said, this was on the normal escalatory side of the targets, the options Israel had at its disposal, and that means that the region has just taken a big step towards a much broader regional war that's been a concern here for such a long time. Now, of course, we're waiting to see Iran retaliates for this, and we'll wait, of course, to see if it's going to arrive there in the next couple of hours, the damage for those strikes and how we're essentially gone and what are the results.
And there were not strikes, we have right on that, the direct strikes on nuclear facilities and what?
Iran's nuclear program and other military targets were the target of these strikes, quote, dozens of targets in different areas across Iran.
And more to gather information on here, we should share those is available. Should we
Well, it's the bears striking not just coastal sites as they did in private attacks, but going after the nuclear facilities, sending it's not enough. And this is that debate sometime when will Iran go so far, or when Israel rather go so far as attempts to take out Iran's nuclear program. Now, it is the belief of U.S. officials I speak with and Israeli officials that Israel will only do so much when it comes to Iran's most protected nuclear facilities, which by design are deep underground. And Israel does not have the bunker-busting weapons that penetrate deep enough to destroy all of the sites. It doesn't mean that Israel has no weapons to destroy nuclear targets, just not to the degree that it wipe out the program forever. That would require U.S. assistance. Extensive capability over the course of the last 12 months, and surprised the region, the pain, the leadership, or taking out Israel in the United States, and there was a take out many of Iran's air defense emplacements in their attack last year as well. It went further than they expected. So it's possible that Israel is capable of taking out more than the conventional wisdom, as it were. But it is the U.S. belief that they simply just don't have the weapons to take it out entirely.
By the way, I wanted to show if we were able to just keep a live picture of in Jerusalem, just so just in case there is a response. Take from there right away. Obviously, it's much there that people have been warned, but warnings have not.
And there's precedent for this. I was there last night for work, and Iran launched a massive missile strike launch, in response for Israel's attack. Remember those moments as the missiles were coming in. And what's notable about that is that though Israel has quite capable air defenses, 3 layers in effect, right? The Iron Dome going all the way up to the Pink Sling in the higher atmosphere. Iran has the capability to overwhelm those systems. But we saw some of that in October in the some guns right? Most were shot down, but some of them could. One can imagine in response to the attack on Iran's program that
Iran will at least attempt to overwhelm those systems. So there's a place that it's not just a number. You fire away and fire the next wave quickly enough before you can rearm those systems. So that Israel certainly is racing towards that. Christian Holmes and they say that from the security.
Yeah, that's right. It's the first that we've gotten most of the argument within the administration, just as when the Secretary posted this statement. So clearly, this is from the administration as a whole. Says tonight is against Iran. We are not involved in strikes against Iran, and our top priority is protecting American forces. If you advise us that we believe this action was necessary for its self-defense, the administration has taken all necessary steps to protect our forces. We have remained in close contact with our regional partners. But to be clear, Iran should not target U.S. interests or personnel. Obviously, we know this is a huge concern for the United States. We know that for days now they have been removing non-essential U.S. personnel from the Middle East because they believe this could happen. I'm sure that White House officials today believe that this was going to happen tonight. Of course, the big question here as well, it says that Israel is going to have to inform the United States that we believe that this was necessary. The question is going to be, did Donald Trump do anything for taking this action? We know he's done that in the past. Did in these most recent conversations also know we're here on the last time the two spoke? We reported that they spoke on Monday morning. Did they speak again since this? Who is communicating here between the Israeli government and the American government?
Three new pieces of information have just come in here. George, you're on the first one. Israeli source for this is not a one-day. So what we're seeing now are some reports of explosions coming out of Iran. This reminds me of what the Israeli source who says this is not something source said, this is not a one-day attack. Moves over time of the year. The Israeli government itself fulfilled ready to carry out this attack, both militarily, and diplomatically for goals. The U.S. is making Israel is that bilaterally and the other side. And it's right. So again, reality this is something that we don't know that has to be the question that's been called for 200 pieces of information. This is reputation and as this is closed, we've seen flight directors of our aircraft in the air right now over the skies. The only indication we give is that there will be a 6-hour handoff before the airspace reopens. And finally, if the coach on the road, so the country itself embracing when concern is amped up about the rate back around, and we reported a little over 2 weeks ago that Israel was making these plans. That was the U.S. assessment. And that the U.S. officials who told us they were concerned that Israel might strike without U.S. approval, or even conceivably objection or lack of approval, or perhaps, we don't know that, and some safety, that very much. Very clear that the U.S. did not object out of against Canada because of the interest in this. Those believes that the administration was not certain if Prime Minister Netanyahu over the dust box, it's pretty out that they were going to there are a number of options there. It's described to me by a senior Israeli official a couple of weeks ago that there's, if there's a green light, you could have a green light because if you're, sort of says a yellow light, which would be something along the lines of United States don't know, and Israel overrules that in effect. It's not clear what happened here, but I will say that for some time there's been concern that it would not be with U.S. coordination.
Dr. Burke, I want to bring you in. First of all, in St. Robert, wonder what you make of that statement by the Secretary of State that the U.S. was not in this, and that the U.S. forces are there being concerned in all of this, no mention of Iran's nuclear program, and also on the range of options we were talking about 20 minutes ago in House teams what made of what we know what the topic is.
Anderson's a hugely significant event. It is the upper range of what I laid out in the first year these reports. I have three immediate reactions to the Secretary of State. That is really the U.S. distancing itself from this action. And basically saying, we have nothing to do with this. Don't come after us. If you come after us, we'll respond. But it's likely Iran will go after Israel. I think that's to be anticipated. Second question. Israel is going after the nuclear facilities. Here's the hard problem. They have their enrichment facilities to really put a stop to the program. There are two enrichment facilities. One is the Tons, that is militarily vulnerable. The other is Tono. And this is the deeply underground facility. And the Israelis remember that cannot let it very difficult to destroy it. So as I said earlier, I think that they took a holy strike against nuclear facilities that nuclear and this they again are not Israeli stated. They're going after probably leadership targets, and this might go on for a few days. This is a massive escalation. I've been working for a long time. It's almost unimaginable that the Israelis do this really on their own without some coordination. I think that we are on playing some fire in that putting very sophisticated centrifuges and spinning them through in a water facility. Underground facility. Right now, I suspect Iran will respond. I discussed earlier the importance of setting up those defenses. That takes time, and I'm not confident that's on the plans right now. So, in the higher end of the escalatory ladder that I had predicted, and now we'll see how this unfolds. This is quite dramatic, and I'm surprised, honestly, if people without a coordinated plan with the Americans.
Well, to that point, even the U.S. concerned for a long time about Iran and the enrichment program and the various efforts, the various ways the U.S. and others that with different bombs and with U.S. distancing something to that they are not taking part in this or kind of joining in.
That statement very clear. A, hey, we have nothing to do with this. This isn't our attack. B, don't come after us. Come after us, it'll be a bad thing to go wrong. And that also was means it's anticipated that Iran will respond. We will be in that defense of Israel, I have no doubt. So there's a very high risk of going into this. But I just think I have some more information. And it needs to keep very difficult to destroy militarily. If you don't destroy militarily, Iran can enrich the weapons created in Florida with the centrifuges they have, and once they canister of weapons grade uranium, that's when they have a little bit of control. And right now, they don't. So, I think Florida right now is the big question.
You said Israel, your earlier point is when you were in government and involved with Israel in prior attacks, there was a lot of planning in advance. There hasn't been this planning in advance. How capable is the U.S. in helping in the defense of Israel if attacked?
We have significant systems in place. We have some in place by American in Israel to deploy
Yeah,
or for this attack.
up there. Done.
Looking for retired Army Major General Jim Spider Lawrence, General Wing at this.
There, get it there.
That made them decide to pull the trigger of this. How they come out and they get up to there were preliminary attacks earlier in 20.
You know, I don't know, like that, and I'm not sure what. Distance, not as advertised, but okay.
Right. Yeah, 150.
So all of this put together, and then about possibly a regime of Shabbat, has put all this together to make it very, very clearly Israel what they needed to do something, and now it's the opportunity. In terms of our relationship, our relationship, we do need to do that. Is very much aware that this is going to happen. And would be and look, now we're going after the local facilities. You're going after R&D facilities, you're going after military, local facilities, you're going after distribution capabilities. If they have a capability that they can't get for the delivery mediums, you've gone after the delivery, all that to prepare one of the targets.
I want to jump in, organization that I think that's one.
We're just learning more about the expectations and how this will play out, not only on the Israeli side, but also on the Iranian side. Really great beneficial when we had spoken with earlier. The Lord said this isn't a one-off, and this is to be very cool. Now the war, quote, it could take a long time. We are prepared for that. These attacks were carried out by the Israeli Air Force. Just that effectively going to be at the very end of the range of that. So logistically it's difficult to carry out the range of attacks continuously, and I expect to see this play out. I think I've just seen also over and over again, as at least is accomplished the goals of this operation. In terms of the response itself, how soon that come, the official said it could come imminently, or it could take time in responding. Crucially, it is expected to be a larger response, with Israelites prepared for the possibility of a larger response. What we saw from launch attacks, Israel twice, away. Yes, it took a bit of time, but it wasn't repeated over and over again. Here's the military officials said we are prepared to defend ourselves for longer periods than we have in the past. The directives from home, the Israeli Air Force. Israel knows the quick way it comes out of the state essentially coordinate waves of attacks and the ground facility to double the process. The retaliation will be in kind.
Thank you, we'll take care of it.
Breaking news tonight. Israel has launched what is called a preemptive strike on Iran. To determine the scale and scope of the attack. Right now, to come up here. The military this statement from the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, on what's unfolding in Iran tonight. I'll read it for you in full, where Secretary Rubio said, tonight is the we are not strikes against it is necessary for its self-defense. Forces and making close contact with our regional partners. Senator Rubio goes on to say, quote, let me be clear, Iran should not target U.S. This because they are emergency there. Response from Iran. It's unclear what role, if any, the United States is playing, if any, Israel from Iran. October, around Washington to Jerusalem tonight, as we are covering every angle of this breaking news story. I want to get right to Steve Lieberman, who is in Jerusalem. Or obviously, this is something that people have been watching to see this is going to happen. The president was just asked about this earlier today in Washington. What are you hearing from sources about what the scale and scope of this attack is looking like tonight?
Sources this will continue to be a single point. They're going to go the door back dozens of targets, go after your capabilities and their ballistic capabilities. We also just learned that this has an operation called a Horizon Lion as Israel prepares for the possibility that there will be a series of strikes to try to carry out the intent of this operation, and that is going to go after Iran's facilities. What we're seeing now is one of the strikes, the Israeli strikes we're seeing.
It's getting a little early, don't I?
Period of time. The military appreciates that. How long did it take to narrow down the goal of this operation? In other words, how long could it take to destroy Iran? Satisfying the missiles that the military support will take a long time. We are prepared for that. Just about less than an hour ago.
Come on.
Israel began carrying out these preemptive strikes. Preparing possibility of a retaliation going on, whether that's imminent or takes a long time, that remains to be seen. That response may very well be a military mission, more for than what we have seen in the past. Seen in the past is more than drones, ballistic missiles, that is not the case. There is a possibility that it's not only simply greater in scope in terms of the Israel, it's out over a longer period of time. Israel is very much prepared for that possibility. Once Israel is unprepared,
Mike, why are you taking this? Have a good night. Just call it. Who's just taking the opposite trade?
Now it's much closer than it has in quite some time. It did not collapse because of the slope and scale and directly at all markets that Israel is struggling now.
So given that threat, and given Israeli officials to know that if they go after Iran's nuclear program, which they're confirming is one of the targets in these strikes tonight, which represent that year what that counterattack. Deliberating about carrying out this attack and what it was that they did eventually decide now is the time to go forward.
So, crucially, as this was playing out, according to Israeli official, Israel's national security cabinet was meeting and essentially watching this unfold. In terms of why now, Israel's official says that now was the time diplomatically and militarily where there was a window to act. That in of itself is an incredibly significant statement. Israel, in particular, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, has pushed very hard for a military option on Iran. Is Netanyahu told President Donald Trump that Iran wasn't interested in negotiations, simply trying to buy time to advance their own nuclear ambitions. And Israel got to the point, or at least Netanyahu got to the point where he felt he had to act. And crucially, Israel acting unilaterally. Israel has effectively made that clear. The U.S. statement from Secretary of State Marco Rubio has made it very clear that this is an Israeli action. The U.S. has watched and picked up on intel. Israel is preparing for a strike and needed preparations. Now we see essentially the carrying out of that series of strikes. Now, the time, of course, of the past, the U.S. is pursuing
Roger, go throttle up.
and the sixth round of talks scheduled for Sunday.
I saw that.
I want to see this as anything
Oh,
other
make it, did you?
than those talks.
Roger, go throttle up.
What President Trump himself is going to
Jackson.
say about this. He very clearly considering, he did not want
What?
us to have. Lieberman, stand by, keep us updated on what you're hearing on the ground.
Roger, go throttle up.
And see the White House correspondent, Kristen Holmes, who's at the White House. Kristen, we just saw the president out earlier. What are you hearing from officials about, they're saying no involvement in these strikes? But were the senior White House officials and the president aware that these strikes were coming tonight? Where were they were, that both have been and how?
Hey there, who's with me?
Could come tonight, and they will prepare you for a seasonal strike.
E.
You read that from
E.
the video statement.
Hey, E-Man, how you doing?
I made it, man.
I'm trying to get this last trade in, and it's
Okay.
giving me grief. Won't go up here.
You already in the trade?
Yeah. I'm gonna buy at 34.42.5.
Tono ain't get on tonight.
Yeah, it's I think most of the move is over. Now I'm on the wrong side of it here, but still thinking it's gonna come back. Got this attack on Iran. It's been driving the price up, but
Yeah, I was about to ask, when did it go over 34.17? Because I haven't traded in 2 days. When did it go over 34 today?
yeah, that's all been tonight.
Oh, that just happened.
Yeah, that just happened.
So who bombed Iran?
Israel. Hang on, I really gotta concentrate on this trade. You know how it is when you're in a trade that's going against you. It's trying to come back up, but the move might be over. It might be toppling over at this point.
You gonna buy?
I'm gonna buy, yeah. Normally I would have exited sooner than now. I'm $320 down. Was up, what was $500 some dollars down, but I just believe in the bullishness of this market right now, I just can't imagine gold going down while these while these strikes are still going on.
Mhm.
Here we are, coming back up. Keep coming, gold. Here we are. Getting close. I'm just going to get out with whatever it'll give me. Come on now. You can see the trade on my screen.
Okay. Yeah, I jumped in the same one with you.
I don't know about. I don't know if that was a good idea. I'm regretting that I got into this one, and I'm just trying to
I
get
just
out.
jumped out.
You get some?
Yeah, I got about $20.
Oh, that's good. Come on. Don't go back down. There it is. Damn it. Lost $10. Well, that's better than a hot stick in the eye.
Yeah, well, you out of it. Now
Yeah, I'm
look
out
at
of
it.
it.
Look at it. Look at it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And it shot up to 22. That's the way it is, man.
I want my $10 back.
You put it in a sale.
No, I took another buy.
You got a lot of momentum.
Yep, it's gonna go.
It's never taken before.
There we go. Now I got it back. That's my night.
All right, big dog.
Good seeing you stop by.
Yeah, man.
You gonna come back and trade with us in the next few days?
Probably Monday. Yeah, I gotta sell my house in the morning.
Oh.
Closing.
That's-
Well, I might be. Yeah, that ain't until 10:30. Yeah, I'll be on in the morning.
All
Yeah,
right,
man.
well,
I just took 2 days off, man. I've been going to the doctor and other stuff, you know.
yeah. All right. Well, have a great night, and I'll catch you in the morning. I wonder where this price will be in the morning. We might be hitting close to 3,500.
I know it, bro.
No, I mean, I don't have the stomach for it, but I feel like just throwing in a buy and going to bed. You know, waking
Yeah,
up. to
I
some-
just did. I just threw in the buy. I should have got in when it was at 22.
Yeah. Well, good luck with that.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.